Ridiculous Crime is a production of iHeartRadio.
Zaron.
Yo, Elizabeth.
How you doing, bud?
I was looking forward to seeing you today. Drove over here and I was all excited. I'm like, oh, Elizabeth's going to tell me a story.
Yep, I am.
I love story time with Elizabeth.
Me
I look
too.
forward to it. Sometimes like when I have bad days, I'm like, oh, only one more day till I get a story with Elizabeth.
Oh,
yeah, that's what you call a compliment.
Thank you.
Try it out sometime.
Thank you. I just roll in here like, all right.
No, it's that guy
Another
again.
day, another dollar.
Yeah, at least the interns are here.
You know what's ridiculous?
Oh, Elizabeth, do I ever. So I found something that has a combination of three of our interests. This is like a triangle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You like Graham Nash from Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young.
He's my least favorite of the four, but yeah.
Sure, but you still do have like at least a softer spot in your heart for him than I do?
Sure.
Okay. Well, this is a quote from him. And it's about somebody who I really like, and I think you really like, Jimi Hendrix.
Okay.
And the third part is the board game Risk.
Oh, that's something you love.
Oh my God. I have friends who will not play it with me because they've never beaten me. I am malicious. I am like Sun Tzu on the Risk board. I am ridiculous. No, it's one of the few things I'll be like, I'm really good at this game because I'm pitiless. I'm unscrupulous. Like I love to just like, oh, I'm taking Kamchatka and I don't want to watch you whine. Let's roll them dice. Anyway, turns out, guess who was also really good at Risk?
Jimi Hendrix?
Not Graham Nash. So according to Graham Nash, quote, Jimmy would play Risk on acid, and I never, ever beat him at all. He was unbelievable at it. He was a military man, you know. He's a paratrooper. I don't know whether you know that about Jimmy, but no one ever beat him at Risk.
Wow.
And now all I want to do when I get up to heaven is take some acid with Jimi Hendrix and us get a Risk board, be like, let's do it, man.
That sounds amazing.
Who gets the Australia move?
I love that so
There you
much.
go. I take South America.
Hard
I
to
can
get
beat
my
you.
head around that.
Playing Jimi Hendrix on acid, on playing him Risk on acid,
or just even sober.
Oh yeah, totally. But I mean, but he's like, I'm not sure if I've told you this story. I have a friend named Jay, and he was once on psychedelics, mushrooms, and we were playing Madden, and we used to play Madden football all the time. We were all really good at it, and none of us could beat him for like 4, 5, maybe 6 hours, and he was just cackling at us like, oh, you're gonna try that, and just beating us.
He was in the zone.
He was totally in the zone. So I want to see Jimi Hendrix just laughing, face melting at me while I'm like sitting there mad because I can't take over Western United States from him.
I love that. That is ridiculous.
So there you go.
Do you want to know what else is ridiculous?
I would love to hear it.
Faking being on the rowing team. Like, just get out there. It does the body good.
Yes.
This is Ridiculous Crime, a podcast about absurd and outrageous capers, heists, cons. It's always 99% murder-free and 100% ridiculous.
Oh, you damn right.
Back in my day, if you wanted to go to college, you went through a bunch of catalogs and books in the academic advisor's office and you checked things out. Our academic advisor was named Sister David.
Oh, nice.
And she tended to doze off when you were in one-on-one meetings with her. And so we called her Sleepy Dave. And you'd make appointments with Sleepy Dave to go ask about college and then just hang out in her office while she snoozed.
And would you be like reading the catalogs yourself?
No, I'd just be like doing homework or reading magazines or something. She also forgot to tell everyone what the deadline was to register for the SATs and the ACTs. And the parents had a fit. I think she retired after that. God bless. Anyway, so you filled out all these applications by hand and you sent checks and you worried and watched the mailbox. And I'm sure there were rich kids who had help with this process, but I had never heard of that.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that. You know, of course, I wasn't in their orbit, so why should I have known about it? Today, though, it seems pretty common for those with means to hire consultants to help get their kids into college.
Yeah, no, they're from early, from elementary school, they start navigating.
They help them pick schools and craft good entrance essays and juice up their extracurriculars and various activities.
And to meet alumni too, right?
Yeah.
Who can help them.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
they
all the whole
network.
networking.
Yeah.
And I vaguely remember some girls at my all-girls high school participating in stuff in order to boost their extracurriculars, but most of us, me included, just did things we were interested in.
But we had some of those go-getters who really wanted to go to like Harvard or Yale or Oxford or whatever.
Yeah.
And they would totally do the thing knowing it would look good. They would run for public office. They would go do some volunteer work, knowing it would round out their application. But also, like, the thing that I was always reminded to do was doing the network. Like, you got to go meet, like, Father Greg. He always can get guys into Harvard or whatever.
Right.
Did they have that for you, for the sisters?
Not really. I mean, they kind of did, but, we had Sleepy Dave.
Yeah, that's right. I forget.
And like, I knew people who were like, oh, I gotta do this. I gotta do this. It's going to look so good. I did a lot of stuff, but I was just a power nerd.
Oh yeah. You counted on your actual numbers.
Yeah. I was like, no, I really want to be in Model United Nations. Like, I didn't play tennis thinking it would be a way to get into college. I just loved it.
Sure.
I played all the time. And when I got a letter my senior year from a nearby small college offering me a tennis scholarship based on my, quote, stellar season.
Look at you.
I knew they hadn't even glanced at our or my record because we were terrible.
Oh.
But yeah, I won maybe 50% of matches that season.
Yeah, it's not really scholarship worthy.
We didn't have a full team. And so I was in the first seed doubles and then I played fourth seed singles. We sandbagged. Those are the ones I won. I just demolished people.
Sure.
But after having played a first seed doubles, anyway, I couldn't trust that place. If they're like, yeah, you're amazing. Like, how desperate are you? Anyway.
Do you guys even have a tennis team?
Exactly. AP classes were a big thing.
Yes, no, definitely. We all,
And it wasn't so much like a selling point about getting into college, but like a way to get college credit stuff out of the way. I don't think we had dual enrollment then, which is where high school students take courses at a community college to get credits while still in high school, which is huge now and a fantastic resource. But I mean, we may have had it, and like Sister Dave just didn't tell us about it. That's highly likely.
I think it was available, but very, very limited.
Yeah. Well, for me, picking the college to attend came down to vibes. So I was dead set on UCLA. I got in. I went to visit. It seemed cool. Of course, my high school only had 250 students total. So it was a little overwhelming.
I bet.
But I grew up
both a big school and in LA.
Yeah, but I grew up in an urban area, so that wasn't the bad part. Yeah. And I also got into UC Davis, and I didn't really want to go there, but my mom convinced me to at least visit. And I like stepped foot on campus and was sold. I was like, this is it. It's so calm, huge lawns everywhere, people like lazily cruising by on bikes. So many bikes.
Oh my God.
So many trees. So many trees, so relaxing.
By the way, good job on your mom to make you go at least take a look at it.
Good for her.
Don't say no to your imagination.
The mom is always right. One of the best decisions of my life to go there for many reasons. Today, though, the pressure is on.
I wouldn't know you if you didn't go there.
That's so true.
I met you through you going to UCD.
Exactly. See? Right there. We wouldn't have ridiculous crime.
Yeah. Look at that. Your mom's decision to change both of our lives.
Thank you, Mamas. You did it. Look at her. We got to put her in the credits. It's so high pressure now. Like in higher education, there's rightfully so a lot of talk about, as I've said, return on investment.
Oh, yes. ROI.
ROI. So college is expensive. The labor market's changing. You don't always need a degree to make a ton of money. And oftentimes paying off a degree that isn't doing you much good can ruin you.
Oh, yeah.
But in the upper echelons, they aren't so much concerned with return on investment, at least in the way us common folk are.
Okay.
So they want the status of a college or a university. The parents want to be able to brag that their kid went there.
Oh, I'm a Stanford mom, that kind of thing. Okay.
And they're buying like a network and connections for the kid. So do they worry about whatever degree the kid gets will lead to gainful employment?
Not so much.
No, not really. Yeah. It's all about the flex. The vibes, but not in a good way.
Yeah.
Not in the, oh my God, I love bikes and lawns. No. So like I said, this is...
Thank you for that vibe distinction for me. I really like that.
I'd have to... Good vibes, bad vibes. This is common among those with means these days, and not even the super rich. But when you reach certain levels of wealth or fame, it gets to a whole new realm of college admissions consultant work. And like every other booming and emerging industry, it's ripe for crime.
Oh, yes.
And I bring us there eventually. And at the rotten core of it all is a guy named Rick Singer. So come with me as we learn about Rick and what spiraled out to become something called Operation Varsity Blues.
Oh, snap.
Oh, snap. Rick Singer, born in Santa Monica, California in 1960.
Sam-O.
Moondoggy. He moved with his family to Illinois as a kid, and he was like pretty good athlete. He went to college at Trinity University in San Antonio, Texas. And it was there that he got a bachelor's in English and physical education in 1986.
Okay. So he
so
wanted to be like a
PE teacher.
Yeah.
Like, nothing says that more than he teach the English class and coach the football team.
And journalism.
Yeah,
for
and the yearbook.
Yeah.
So after that, he gets out of college. He moves back to California, the land of his birth. You know, she always calls us home. He got a gig as the head basketball coach at Encina High School in Sacramento.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good for him. But then he got fired.
Oh,
Not good
not
for
so
him.
good.
It seems he was a little too intense. Not toward the students, but rather abusive toward the refs.
Oh, so he wasn't hitting the kids and
No.
yelling at them. He was hitting the refs and yelling at them.
Correct.
Okay.
It didn't matter though, because he soon landed a job as an assistant basketball coach at Sacramento State University.
Oh, yeah.
From 1989 to 1992.
Home of the Hornets.
The Hornets. I won't say go Hornets because they're a rival of UC Davis.
Causeway Classic.
So boo. Along the way, he married his wife, Allison.
Oh.
For whatever reason, he left that job
Okay.
coaching at Sac State, not being married to Allison.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Thank you for that distinction.
And then he struck out on his own in business, not in his marriage. So he opened a college advising business, Future Stars College and Career Counseling.
Future Stars and College Career Counseling?
Future Stars College and Career Counseling.
College and Career Counseling.
Yeah.
Huh.
He counseled.
Quite a mouthful.
Yeah, it really is. FSCCC.
I guess it's probably known as Future Stars.
Future Stars is probably what they said. He would counsel local students. Then he drummed up through these presentations at high schools and college fairs and stuff.
Oh, so he's like one of those people who they offered to teach you how to model in a shopping mall. You should join.
Barbizon.
You got looks.
Oh, yeah, totally.
For $400 a month, we can teach
But
you to be a model.
he wasn't like this dazzling speaker.
It doesn't sound like it.
No, everything was very straightforward and factual and dry.
He's still the same guy who used to yell at refs.
Right.
So.
But he managed to dominate the college admissions consulting game in Sacramento.
That's not probably too hard.
He got results and word of mouth spread. Parents loved him.
Huh.
High school guidance counselors, not so much.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The Sleepy Daves of the Sacramento area.
They were not too into him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sister David had no clue what was going on. She, she wouldn't feel threatened.
He could easily lap her.
She didn't know what she was doing. God bless her. Jill Newman, a counselor at Rio Americano High School in Sacramento.
Wow. Hell yeah. In Carmichael, yeah.
Yeah. Called Rick, quote, shady. And, quote, sneaky from the get-go.
Ooh.
Yeah. Apparently, all the high school counselors in the area knew about him and his tactics. So Newman, she describes some of said tactics. Quote, he kind of targeted Rio, Jesuit, Bella Vista, and St. Francis's families who either had a standing in the community or he knew they were business members, people who could afford to have him. He started to build in fear of not getting into college, fear of not getting into the right college. He told people the high school counselors are so overworked, they can't be expected to have time and resources for every student. He said he could fill the huge gaps we had, which we didn't.
Oh my God, I want to know the years because I was at Jesuit. I can totally imagine this guy coming and trying to hook people.
Rio is, as we said, Rio Americano, which is a public school. Jesuit is the Catholic boys' school in Sacramento, where you went. Bella Vista High School is a public school.
Another public school, yeah.
And St. Francis is the Catholic girls' school.
The related girls' school to Jesuit.
And they're all very nice schools in very good neighborhoods.
Very aspirational.
Yeah, with wealthy families. Yeah. Dorothy Missler was an administrator at Jesuit while Rick was working the area.
Okay.
And she shared Newman's concerns. Missler said in an interview, quote, he was like the Pied Piper. He played the music and they followed him down the lane. So eventually he sold Future Stars and he left Sacramento.
Oh, okay.
And the place is still in business, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, it looks to be on the up and up. And for whatever reason.
They partner with Kumon or something?
Probably. Probably. For whatever reason, Rick, he headed out to Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh.
And he got a job as a telemarketer.
Wow.
I'm going to pretend that it was selling Omaha steaks.
I'm going to pretend he wanted to get into a new federal court district.
I think that's good too. That's good too.
Of the ninth of...
But he made his way back to coaching. He just rocked up to a Jewish community center and offered to coach middle school basketball.
Oh, okay.
So, okay, they said. So they're like, okay, fine. He was crazy competitive.
It sounds like it.
He'd throw chairs.
Yes,
like
Bobby
Knight style.
Yeah.
He used coarse language. He held 4-hour practices for middle schoolers.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And he would do everything to like steamroll opponents. They'd be way ahead and he would just be like, keep hitting them,
Run
keep
up the
hitting
score.
them. Yeah.
You know, parents now would love him.
Oh,
like in
completely.
travel ball, they'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, that's what I'm paying for.
Yeah, exactly. He got results. One former player on his team told Deadspin that Singer tried to bring in a ringer from a local Catholic prep school.
Singer's ringer.
Singer's ringer. For a middle school, a Catholic prep school.
Well, that's not unheard of.
To play on the community center's team for the JCC Maccabee games.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of JCC Maccabee, so here's what they say on their website. For over 40 years, JCC Maccabee has been rallying and uniting the Jewish community around a positive, unparalleled, and transformative Jewish experience, inspiring Jewish identity building, strengthening connections amongst a diverse global representation of Jewish teens to one another and to Israel, and cultivating the next generation of proud Jewish leaders. And it does so through the universal lens of sport, the most inclusive and influential vehicle for teen engagement and impact. And it goes on to talk about this huge like sporting event.
I had friends who were in the Maccabee sporting leagues, in
I've never heard of
basketball.
this.
Yeah, no, it's like a good thing.
Which makes it kind of hilarious and also hugely against the rules that he had a Catholic school kid up in there. Just like dominating.
He's got his own little LeBron James.
Exactly. So like his coaching career there flamed out when he picked a fight with one of the adults at a game. I don't know if it was a parent, a coach, a ref, who knows. But
the hot dog stand person.
Either way, out of there, never to be seen again. So he couldn't resist Sacramento's siren song.
Oh, yes, bring it back.
You know, none of us can. So back he went. He started up another admissions consulting business in 2007.
Comes back to the big easy chair.
Oh, yeah, the big tomato. This one was called The Edge College and Career Network, and also known as The Key. So he developed this network once again in and around Sacramento. Then around 2012, he moved down to Newport Beach, California.
I could see that.
And there are certainly some rich families there.
Oh, yeah.
He morphed his for-profit business into the nonprofit The Key Worldwide Foundation.
Okay.
So at this point, love him or hate him, Rick was seen as a pioneer in college admissions assistance, like this advisor for hire. And it didn't really exist until Rick made it his machine. So it was around 2011 that he moved back down to Newport. Allison had divorced him.
No.
He was ready for a revamp.
I bet she was too.
Yeah, I think so. So a new and improved and even more intense Rick.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not
kidding.
kidding.
He got more intense?
Yeah. So moving to Newport Beach really upped the stakes. Like there's money and power in Sacramento.
Yeah.
What with the state government, the capital, business, agriculture. But there's serious money and power and fame in Southern California areas like Newport Beach.
It's a different nexus of money and power.
Correct.
It's not the Sutter Club. It's more like, I know somebody in Hollywood.
Exactly.
I'm in
Sutter Club,
finance.
that's so good. So Rick, he started getting some wealthy and high profile parent clients. And he was clear with them that he had two ways of working with his clients. There was the front door. And that was for ordinary law-abiding students applying the normal way and hoping for the best. And then there was the side door. And that was for families who made huge donations to the school of choice in the hope of boosting a student's chances for admissions. It's legal, but it's not a guarantee. And I guess then there was the side door.
Are we talking like enough to like put your name on a building?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then so we have those two, front door,
Sure,
side door, and then like back door. The illegal stuff door.
Oh, snap.
There's the illegal stuff door. Let's take a break. And when we come back, we're going to walk through the illegal door.
Hell yeah.
Let's talk about that third secret door, Zaron.
The back door.
Yeah. There were two components to this.
Sure.
The illegal door. The first was straight up cheating on exams.
Okay. Was that where you'd send in somebody else to take the SAT?
Yeah. So Rick would create a paper trail for accommodations. That was one part of it. He would arrange for psychologists and other vendors, sometimes through referrals, to produce documentation that diagnosed students with learning disabilities or like ADHD.
Oh, that's next level. Okay.
Yeah. And then the reports were used to request testing accommodations from the College Board or ACT. And this would get them stuff like extended time, separate testing rooms, or administration at an alternate site. And so that gave students two advantages. One, obviously extra time to manipulate answer sheets, and private test settings where fewer independent witnesses would notice what was going on. So Rick told clients that a falsified diagnosis, it's great. You can reuse it for future tests. You get to college, you can use it there. This is an investment. So once the accommodations were approved, tests were scheduled at times and locations like private rooms or certain test centers where Rick's associates or he had bribed the staff so they could control the environment. And private testing, so we don't have those third-party observers. You could substitute a test taker.
Yeah.
And you could allow unauthorized access. You could alter answer sheets after the fact. So
that's dirty.
The Department of Justice affidavit details multiple instances of tests administered at compromised sites. And when I mention the Department of Justice here, you can see where this is all going.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So now about those ringers, not Catholic basketball players.
He's on to another level.
Yeah. Rick, he employed or coordinated with people who either A, took the test in place of the student using fake IDs.
Yes, I had a friend who did this.
Yeah.
No, just amateur level.
For Rick?
Yeah, no, just amateur. He didn't do it for a business or for anybody, but he both wrote essays and for college interests, and then took tests, took SATs, ACTs. This was back before people were really let me see your ID. They weren't crazy about it. You just walk in and be like, yeah, I'm Greg Davenport.
Right. Well, that's what Rick was doing. B, you could pose as proctors and then correct students' answer sheets after testing.
That's dirty.
Yeah, and so one of them is this guy, Mark Riddell. He was the most prominent one that Rick used. He took exams for students. He also admitted to correcting answers after students completed tests. So when a ringer was used, Rick got his hands on IDs and registration materials showing the student's name, but with the ringer's photo. And that was enough to satisfy local test center checks at the time. Yeah. And so there were cases where the ringer would sit for multiple exams under different student names, just have all these different IDs.
I'm Enrique today.
So Rick, he coached the ringers and he sometimes calibrated final scores so that they looked reasonable for the student's application profile. Okay. So you couldn't have them getting all perfect scores. That would send up red flags. Right. Or if they always seem to struggle with math in their transcripts, then they would stumble slightly on that side of the test results.
Do you know many people who got perfect scores on SATs?
I knew 2 or 3.
I had a couple of friends who got perfect scores, and 2 of them are now in prison.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Something about it was they were just too tightly wired.
Yeah. Well, and it's standardized testing, I feel is a good test of if you can figure out what people want to hear.
Well, also, I'm of the belief that this is a world for C students and not for A students. A lot of people I know who are really good at stuff did not have. A lot of people I know who are just kind of getting by. They are presidents of things now. They are fabulously wealthy.
Right. That's a good point. Something to think about, kids. So they want to make it believable in these test results. Parents, they got charged thousands of dollars per test, generally in the neighborhood of $10,000 a test. Yeah, for the service. What? Yeah. Remember how he made his business nonprofit? Yeah. Well, payments were disguised as charitable donations to Key Worldwide Foundation, KWF. Oh. All right. So that's the test taking part of it. Next up is the fake athletic recruit route.
I'm still blown away by $10,000 per test.
Yeah. How dumb do you think your kid is? Where you're I got to give $10,000. Otherwise, these scores are going to be,
I got to tell my friend he really undercharged.
Right? So Rick mapped which schools had athletic staff who could influence admissions. And then he classified applicants as recruited athletes, since this is a category that's a lot of times it's fast-tracked or given heavier weight in admissions. He then targeted coaches, administrators, those who had the authority to designate recruits or could influence the athletics admission committee. Okay. So the DOJ's case list names coaches at University of Southern California, USC, Yale, University of Texas, Wake Forest, Georgetown, a whole bunch of other schools. And when I say
a lot of private schools.
Yeah. When I say USC going forward, I'm always talking about University of Southern California, never
Carolina.
University of South Carolina. Because come on, let's get for real.
Go Gamecocks.
Just to be clear. So Rick, he funneled payments to coaches or like athletic department accounts, sometimes looking like charitable donations that were routed through KWF or other intermediaries.
Sure.
And the payment amounts were all over the place. Some were like six-figure sums for coach bribes. One Texas tennis coach got $100,000.
Are you kidding?
I'm not kidding. Tens or even hundreds of thousands went to USC water polo accounts. That was a big one. So with that in place, Rick's staff produced these like...
Is this because like the UC, like the water polo team can like hand out scholarships? So it's like a way to get your student in. They're like, we don't need all the players to be good.
I think
or you
it's
have to take a position like, we'll offer you a spot to be on our team.
Yeah, you get in because you're going to be on the team.
Yeah.
And I can remember like at Davis, there were some like friends of mine who were on like the swim team. They got early registration for classes. That always frustrated me.
I remember
it was
that.
unfair. So anyway, so all that's in place. Rick's staff, they make these really detailed fake athletic dossiers.
Okay.
And they made up biographies, like lists of honors, lists of tournaments.
But this isn't the era. You're like the 20-teens. Like they should have video of these kids.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, for real?
There's stats, all these letters, all tailored to the sport and to the recruiting coach's vocabulary.
Wow.
And then the dossiers get submitted.
I respect his game.
Yeah, he's so detailed. They get sent in to the admissions office as like the evidentiary basis for the recruited athlete's candidacy.
Makes total sense.
And like Rick and his crew figured out how to pad the profiles so that the coaches in the admissions would accept them.
Because he's basically talking to himself. He's a former coach. He knows that what he would say legitimately.
Totally. Huh. So like, we got the paperwork, but you need more proof. As you said, visuals.
Yeah.
So when there was no real athletic footage, which was most of the time, Rick's team was undeterred. They hunted down images that could pass for the student in question.
What?
And some of them were like publicly available photos, some from private sources. And if that wasn't a goer, they would commission photoshopped images that inserted a student's face into action shots.
So you got like a kid who's like kicking a soccer ball and he's got like a head a little bit too big.
Totally. And it's like the wrong lighting. Yeah. They would produce staged videos to give the impression of real athletic participation.
So go fight a football field on a Saturday that nobody's
like,
using.
4-2 blue.
And just real tight shots.
Yeah. Reverse image searches later showed some photos were lifted from local news coverage of actual athletes.
Okay, I can see that because they will usually film from far away.
Right.
You're like, yeah, he's number 26.
And like the DOJ affidavit included examples where a pole vaulter's image was reused for an unrelated applicant.
Same kid.
Yeah, because you usually can't see their face when they're like flinging themselves. Totally. Once the coach accepted the dossier and got paid, the coach formally listed and recommended the applicant as a recruit to the admissions subcommittee. And because recruited athletes are like a lot of times they get offered admission at a higher rate than general applicants, that designation was the key door.
Yeah, I mean, it's like pretty much just like a royal road through, right? Yeah. They're going to approve whoever the coach says.
And in some cases, Rick even arranged for the NCAA eligibility center registrations or like other administrative items to make the recruit designation seem legitimate.
Totally. Yeah, he's redshirting this year.
Totally. So Rick and his team, they coach parents and the students on like the procedural steps that admissions office are going to expect of genuine recruits. Like everyone's in on it.
This is wild.
Everyone.
This is a huge industry.
Yeah. Then there's the money, right?
Oh, don't forget that.
So I talked a little bit about it, but let's dive a little deeper. So Rick, he controlled the Edge, the Key, the for-profit college counseling, and then Key Worldwide Foundation, the nonprofit. The parents, they got billed through a bunch of different channels, fees to the Edge, the consulting, the for-profit, or charitable donations to KWF, often with receipts that made it look like, oh, there's no goods or services are exchanged. It's just a goodwill gesture.
At this point, I'm surprised there's no like dirty priest who's like, run it through my church.
Totally. So payments appear as tax-deductible gifts.
Yeah.
So when there were the grants and donations to athletic programs. So KWF's public filings showed grants to athletic programs and university accounts that matched or approximated amounts that prosecutors said were bribes.
Yeah.
In some cases, the grants were deposited into university accounts that funded athletics. And so that's like a plausible philanthropic gift.
Sure.
And the DOJ and press reporting documented all of these donations to USC, University of Texas, NYU athletics, like tons of them. And so parents, they got receipts from KWF, letters thanking them for their donations.
I think, by the way, this is the first time I've ever heard NYU's athletics.
I know.
You never hear about NYU.
Never,
It's like,
never.
like,
I'm sure
what
they
do
have
do?
something.
Like water polo?
Fencing.
Like,
Yeah. So, but anyway, they have all this language, all of this paperwork that masks this quid pro quo. The paper trails conceal all this bribery from taxes, admissions.
the NYU lacrosse team.
And then there were operational practices that made the scheme repeatable and scalable. So this is how Rick grew the business. He treated the operation like this repeatable service. So there are fixed fee structures. They had all these templated dossiers. So once they make one, they can just slide students in. They're not having to redo the work every time. They had this
Because
huge...
they're going to different schools, so people aren't going to see the same paperwork.
Yeah, and you just tinker a little bit here and there. They have this huge network of vendors, psychologists, photographers, test proctors that they can just call on repeatedly. He told clients he could deliver reliably, and that made it scalable to like dozens of families.
Do you think corruption is so popular because everybody, once they hear about it, they assume this is just how the world
Yeah,
works?
no,
They're
I
like,
think
I've been missing
that's
out.
exactly what they all think. So different actors handle different parts of each contract. So like clinicians and testing vendors who, they get used for accommodations, ringers, proctors for test execution. Like there's no crossover.
Yeah.
They didn't coordinate with each other. And so they don't have direct traceability among the team members. Rick was also really good at social engineering aspects of things.
How so?
Well, he coached parents about what to say or not to say. And he handled most of the communications with coaches and testing centers so that they couldn't mess things up. So there's no, the parents might incriminate themselves or like have inconsistencies.
Or like do the whole wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Totally, or panic and get stuff wrong. The bottom line, admissions processes privilege athletes. Like that's what they figured out. And so coaches can legitimately influence these decisions. And Rick's like, all right, let's exploit it. He had no shortage of clients. By 2012, some clients were paying at least $5,000 a year for periodic visits from Rick to provide advice to their aspiring students.
Who are like middle school kids
I
getting
guess,
ready on the
just stop
putting
on by for
on the
$5,000.
track.
And like they said, he was just like constantly on the move. He's like always, he's at airports, he's in boardrooms, he's a shark in the water.
He's a fixer.
Yeah, and he's not just selling his services, he's selling him.
Right.
The parents, they had to trust him. And so to that end, he penned a couple of books. First was Gaining Admission to Your College of Choice. So his Key Worldwide published it. So it was like basically self-published. In 2013. It was 80 pages long.
Oh, wow.
And it was described as, quote, easy to understand and simple to follow steps to improve the odds of getting into the college of your choosing.
With lots of pictures.
Yeah, well, okay, so it was structured as a set of secrets or tips. According to the Washington Post review, it contains 50 one-page chapters. Those are the 50 secrets.
Yes.
With titles like, Take the Hard Courses. Get a tutor.
I love one-page chapters.
This is my favorite one. Follow application instructions. That's
Put your
great.
name on
That's
the
a hot
top.
tip. That is a good secret tip right there. Worth every penny. Then he wrote, Getting in Personal Brands. A personal brand is essential to gaining admissions to the college of your choice. That's a long book title. He also self-published that one. Came out a year after the first one. And it was all about like personal brand.
Yeah.
So he felt that students had to cultivate like this identifiable brand to stand out in a college admissions process. So here's an example, quote, a personal brand is essential to gain admissions to the college of your choice. Like he doesn't get specific. Also super short, geared toward the same client base, like people who don't read. So the covers were like a close-up of his face.
Of course. I was picturing that.
It was a Rick mobile.
Like a studied photo, though. Like it's like hand to chin.
Yeah, oh, totally. Rick's a machine. So he ingratiated himself to the families. There's a story of one client coming home and there's Rick like sitting at the kitchen table helping the kids with their homework. Like he name dropped everybody. And that was like a big deal. He had big clients.
What are you doing in my home?
Like, get away from my kid. By the mid 20-teens, Rick was the man if you had money and you wanted your like mediocre kid to go to a good college. So a Bay Area couple, they gave his charity 2,150 shares in Facebook.
What?
Yeah. And they donated to UCLA before writing off more than $1 million in charitable gifts on their taxes so they could get their kid into UCLA, which they did.
So then they made all of us pay for it.
Yeah, pretty much.
They did it as a tax write-off. So they're like, okay,
write-off.
these are the taxes now we're not paying.
They didn't get in the old-fashioned way like I did.
Yeah.
Anyway, one client's son was too sick to travel to one of the appointed SAT testing centers in Houston, Texas. So like the special center they had. So Rick made arrangements for the kid to take the test. They would take the test to him and he could complete it at home. But that's not really what happened. Like he thought he was, Jimmy, you're going to take the test at home. He's like, okay. And he takes it. No, Rick sent someone to Houston with a ringer in to take it for him. And the kid just filled out a dummy test and didn't know.
So he conned his own clients into thinking like, yeah, you're taking the test.
You did it. Look
Good
what
job,
you did.
Jimmy. Nice
You're
work.
so smart. By 2019, he'd helped facilitate.
There's some 35-year-old man who's showing up. He's like, yeah, I'm Jimmy.
Totally. All these unethical college admissions for as many as 761 families.
What?
Yes. So 2 of those families brought a lot of attention when it all fell apart.
How so?
Lori Laughlin and her husband, Massimo Giannulli.
Okay.
Who recently divorced, by the way.
They divorced.
Yeah. Who are they?
Is a fallout from this?
Yeah, maybe. Laughlin, she is an actress best known for her work on the ABC sitcom Full House. Massimo is a fashion designer who founded the brand Massimo.
Are you kidding me?
No,
that's that Massimo?
That's that Massimo.
Wow, I have some of his shorts.
He's from LA, by the way. He's not like
oh my God,
from
of course,
Italy.
Of course.
The Massimo brand was cool in the 80s and 90s streetwear, and then they went on to be licensed to Target.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Okay. I always wonder how they fell off. It's fun watching to see how fashion brands fall off because they all kind of do.
They do eventually. Anyway, so they paid Rick $500,000 to get their daughters Isabella and Olivia into USC as quote crew recruits.
These girls are dumb. We're going to need some help.
Neither of them had any experience with rowing.
I would imagine.
Yeah. then there was Felicity Huffman.
Right.
So she's an actress best known for her work on the TV comedy drama, also on ABC, which is weird, Desperate Housewives.
Yes.
So she won an Emmy, a Golden Globe.
She was good, right?
She was even nominated for an Oscar for something.
And she's married to
William H. Macy.
There you go.
Yeah. She paid Rick $15,000 to have a proctor correct her daughter's SAT answers. So they got dragged down when Rick went down. But how did that happen? Good question, interns. Let's take a break.
I want credit.
And when we come back from these compelling ads, I'll let you know. So, Zaron.
Yes.
How did Rick's empire crumble?
I'm so curious at this point.
What's crazy is that the FBI didn't start out looking for college admissions fraud at all.
They weren't on his case?
No.
They had not been tracking?
No, not at all. In spring of 2018, Boston federal agents were investigating Maury Tobin, who's an LA-based financial executive, and he was suspected in a securities fraud and insider trading scheme.
Of course.
So according to DOJ filings, and then later reported by the Wall Street Journal and the LA Times, Tobin tried to earn leniency, tried to cut some slack by giving information about a completely different crime. He was like, guess what? The Yale women's soccer coach asked me for a bribe to help get my daughter admitted.
He's like, you guys are busting me. How about this? We plead down with, I'll tell you all the criminals I know.
I've got way bigger fish for you.
My dumb daughter, I'm trying to get her into Yale right now.
Exactly.
Do you know how much they're raking me over the coals for? That's got to be a crime,
so
right?
That tip, the
That's
bribery
amazing.
approach by Yale coach Rudy Meredith became the starting point for what was later codenamed Operation Varsity Blues after the film.
Way to go.
Yeah. So the FBI, they confronted Rudy Meredith in April of 2018, and he agreed to cooperate. So he explained that he'd been taking bribes. He wasn't just going out asking for it. He'd been taking bribes from a California college consultant named Rick Singer.
So he's like, I'll roll over too.
Yeah.
Okay.
To label certain applicants as soccer recruits. And then the FBI agents had him make recorded phone calls with Rick to document the pattern of payments and the code language that Rick used with his clients.
Oh, got it.
And so Rick's side door pitch is on those recordings. He said, quote, "There's a front door where you get in on your own. There's a back door, which doesn't really work. And then there's a side door through me."
The Rick door.
The Ricker. So Meredith's cooperation gave prosecutors their first recorded evidence of Rick explaining his criminal model. So with Meredith's help, the FBI got a Title III wiretap authorization to monitor Rick's calls.
Yes.
And in the summer and fall of 2018, agents recorded dozens of conversations between Rick and the parents, all these parents, rich ones, famous ones. And in the calls, Rick's like, he either describes or he directs bribes, test fraud, fake athletic profiles. Like he's just spilling it. They caught Rick coaching parents on what to say if they were questioned about this ever. Like, just say it was a donation is one of his quotes. I
love how he's like just shooting holes in his own legal defense in the future.
100%. So he tells about payments that were routed through his nonprofit, Key Worldwide Foundation. He talks about which coaches and administrators are going to get which money. He talked about calibrating test scores to make them believable. He's like bragging, like, look, I've done this thousands of times.
Yeah.
Just like, they're just got a checklist. Like, that's perfect. We need that.
I could get a dog into Yale.
So by late 2018, prosecutors, they had enough to tie Rick to both the test-taking fraud network and the athletic recruit bribery thing.
Dude, the FBI must have loved this. Being dropped in their lap. Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, I'm getting a raise. I'm getting a promotion."
Exactly. And so they just descended on him in September of 2018. And he quickly agreed to cooperate.
I bet he did.
And he's like, "Don't indict me right now. Let's work on this together." And so he's
There's got to be someone I can flip on.
So then he starts recording his own clients under FBI supervision.
They don't call him Singer for no reason.
And that made him CW1, cooperating witness 1 in court documents.
They gave him cooperating witness?
So over the next several months, he made recorded calls with all these parents and coaches, gathering the direct evidence that prosecutors later used in court.
So I guess because there's more of them and then they're the ones who are paying for the crime and he's more of like, oh, I just run the illegal casino.
Right.
I'm not the...
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So the recordings, that's the backbone of this 200-page, like more than 200 pages, FBI affidavit that was unsealed in March of 2019. So by the end of 2018, the FBI's Boston division and the IRS Criminal Investigation Division, they had like jointly built this case. They tracked payments through the for-profit and the nonprofit. They linked them to specific parents, coaches, exam cheating incidents.
Could you imagine the boards they created?
Oh my God.
You would have loved it. Just like all the photos of people and they're like, okay, here's all of their accounts and here's the recordings we have. It's all like, tabulated for you.
Binders.
Yes.
Oh my God.
The color coding.
Yes. They also got Mark Riddell, the test taker, to cooperate.
Nice.
He admitted to sitting for exams on behalf of the clients. And they got test center administrators who confessed to taking bribes. Everyone's just rolling over on this. So the investigation was kept secret until March 12th, 2019. And at 6 a.m. Eastern time, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Massachusetts and the FBI announced charges against 50 defendants in what they called, quote, the largest college admissions scam ever prosecuted by the Department of Justice.
And they essentially went after parents.
Yeah.
That was like
they went after
main,
parents.
Yeah.
So press releases and the 200-plus page affidavit, they went live alongside a Boston press conference led by U.S. Attorney Andrew Lelling and FBI Boston's Joseph Bonavolonta.
Okay.
So Rick,
great name.
Yeah, Rick gets identified as the mastermind of the operation, and he had secretly pleaded guilty the day before to 4 felony counts.
Okay.
So racketeering conspiracy, money laundering conspiracy, conspiracy to defraud the United States, and obstruction of justice. And it wasn't just the lady from Full House and Felicity Huffman who were caught up in this.
Who else?
It was prominent CEOs, lawyers, other rich dimwits with mid-kids. So Douglas Hodge, former CEO of PIMCO, he paid more than $850,000 to have 4 of his kids admitted as false athletic recruits at Georgetown, USC, and Loyola Marymount.
Damn. I didn't expect Loyola Marymount. I won't lie.
Neither did I. I feel like you could probably pull that off if you needed to.
Usually with the Catholics, you can just go in with the donations and they'll kind of let you in on your own. Isn't that how Notre Dame works?
You'd think so, yeah. Kamal Abdelaziz, who was a former Wynn Resorts executive.
Okay.
He paid $300,000 to have his daughter admitted to USC as a basketball recruit, even though she'd never played.
I mean, honestly, at this point, like, why do they? I mean, you got so much money. If you got $300,000, just put that in an account and let your kid just have it.
Yes, exactly. John Wilson, founder of Hyannisport Capital, he shelled out $1.2 million to have his son admitted to USC as a water polo recruit and to get placements for his twin daughters to USC. I cackle.
You do.
Augustin Hunias Jr., who's a winemaker, Hunias Vineyards, forked over $300,000 to get his daughter into USC as a fake water polo recruit and, manipulate her SATs.
They should have just bought these kids Bitcoin and just turned them loose.
Oh, God, seriously.
2012, 2015, these kids have been stoked.
Gordon Kaplan, co-chair of Wilkie Farr and Gallagher Law Firm. He paid $75,000 to have Riddell correct his daughter's ACT answers. Ethics. William McGlashan Jr., managing partner at TPG Growth, paid $50,000 for test cheating, and he planned to give $250,000 for a fake athletic profile. He wanted to have his son's ACT corrected, and he was planning to bribe USC. The USC of it all, my God.
Once again, I would think you could be able to just go right to USC and be like, I'm going to give you $250,000.
You want a library? Let's do this.
Put Junior in.
Yeah. Michelle Genavs, heir to the Hot Pockets fortune.
Oh, my goodness.
Handed over $300,000 for test correction and bribed a USC coach for his daughter's fake beach volleyball profile. Wow. That is the most pathetic one yet, details-wise. Hot Pockets, beach volleyball.
Why not just get her on the U.S. national Olympic team?
Right?
Just
because
mess around.
She'd never even played. It wasn't just USC, as I've said. Other universities implicated: Yale, Stanford, UCLA, Texas, Wake Forest, Georgetown, NYU. When the indictment was released, major media outlets like New York Times, LA Times, Washington Post, CNN, AP, they broke the story within minutes.
Oh, I bet.
And then the #Varsity Blues was trending on Twitter all day long.
Oh, back when Twitter was fun.
Yes, exactly. The FBI, when it was not like a Nazi hangout.
Well, not just that, but
it probably was.
When hashtags and the idea of a trending topic would be
that's
really
where
fun.
You went. So the FBI's early morning raids, it produced dramatic footage.
They'd love those.
Oh, I know. They showed up at Felicity Huffman's house in LA with guns drawn.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding.
And drug her out in a bathrobe?
Yeah, she was arrested in front of her daughters. Lori Loughlin was filming in Vancouver. She flew back and surrendered a few days later.
Oh, so her lawyer worked it out? They didn't go on the set?
Coaches at USC, Yale, Stanford, Texas, they got fired or suspended within hours. Zaron, close your eyes.
I was wondering. Eyes closed.
I want you to picture it. You are Olivia Jade Giannulli. You're 20 years old. You are a successful YouTuber with nearly 2 million subscribers, an Instagram influencer, and brand ambassador for Sephora, Amazon, Tresemme, and Princess Polly. You are a first-year student at USC. Your parents are Full House actress Lori Loughlin and fashion designer Massimo Giannulli. It's March 12th, 2019, and you're currently on a yacht in the Bahamas on vacation with your friend Gianna Caruso, daughter of Rick Caruso, billionaire developer and chair of the University of Southern California's Board of Trustees. It's early in the morning and you're still asleep in your luxe suite on the yacht. The gentle lapping of the waves can be heard outside your porthole window. There's a gentle knock at your door. You look at the bedside clock, 6 in the morning. "I'm still sleeping," you call out. The knocking gets more insistent. "Ugh, come in." You shout as you sit up and pull the comforter around you. Your friend Gianna comes rushing into your room, holding out her iPad. You can hear commotion beyond her out in the common areas. Oh my God, Olivia, oh my God. You start to panic. Is someone hurt? Did someone die? Is everything okay? No one is hurt. No one died. But everything is not okay. Gianna shoves her iPad in your face, and you read the CNN page in front of you. You can't believe your eyes. Rick Singer's empire has fallen and taken your parents with it. Is this true? Your friend asks. You don't know how to answer. You knew Rick had juiced up some story about you and your sister rowing crew in order to get into USC. You'd never really done it, crew, but who cares, you thought. You scroll down the page and you see yourself in a video clip. It's from one of your YouTube videos. You're joking about not caring much about school. Oh, crap. Gianna's phone rings. It's my dad, she says. Hi, yeah, I woke her up. I told her. Calm down. Okay, I'll let her know. Gianna stares at you. This is looking really bad for my dad, she says. Duh, same for me, you say. Gianna tells you that the ship is heading immediately for port. Her dad has arranged for a private jet to take you back to LA. Your mom's in Vancouver and hasn't been arrested yet. Your dad is at the house in Bel Air waiting for agents to arrive and take him away. You're scared to look at your own phone. You reach down into your bag on the floor and fish it out. You've never seen so many message and voicemail and app notifications in your life. You look up at Gianna. Everyone does this, you tell her. She looks away. You feel afraid and embarrassed, but you get up and you start to pack your bag as you feel the engines in the yacht begin to steer the ship to port. This is a nightmare, you think.
Do you know that I've seen, and I've been in a room with this girl?
Really?
Rick Caruso, I used to go to St. Monica's church in Santa Monica, the Catholic church.
Yeah.
So I go there with my mother. And in the front row would be Rick Caruso, his kids, and Arnold Schwarzenegger. And they would all be there and like swanning around like we were in the the Medicis, where it's like, oh, all the rich people in the front row. And Caruso loved it. And he had his sons who are like these tall, and I know the daughters. I know exactly who this girl is.
Well, poor little rich girl.
And I love how Rick Caruso is like, get her off my boat.
Oh, immediately. He's on the board of trustees.
Of course. He's going to look so bad.
I have zero sympathy for any of these people.
I know you do.
Zero. So USC, University of Southern California, was central to the scandal, obviously. 8 employees, several coaches get implicated. They immediately placed a hold on all students connected to Rick's scheme. And then they did this like huge internal review.
Oh, I have
They
to.
fired senior administrators in the athletic department. Later in 2020, the university sued Rick and all the parents to recover damages. And then they created a new Office of Ethics and Compliance. A little late. And for Yale, women's soccer coach Rudy Meredith resigned, obviously.
Sure.
Yale revoked the admission of the students linked to his bribe. President Peter Salovey announced an external review of athletics recruiting procedures.
I wonder if they looked back to see how many students came through and like if they repealed any degrees they'd given out.
I don't know.
You know?
I do know that I think it was my cousin who knew someone who got yanked.
Really?
Yeah.
I love this.
While in school. So over at Stanford, sailing coach John Vandermeer pleaded guilty. Stanford disbanded the sailing team's fundraising arm, not the team. The university released statements reaffirming like we had a zero tolerance for admissions fraud.
Yes.
Sure. The University of California system, UCLA, announced an internal audit of athletic admissions, and they required third-party verification of recruit credentials.
Mm-hmm.
Netflix fast-tracked a documentary, Operation Varsity Blues, the college admissions scandal. That was in 2021, and they used actors to reenact all the wiretap calls.
Oh, nice.
Amazon and eBay briefly took Rick's 2 self-published books off the market because like demand spiked for these curiosities.
They're trying to be ethical.
I guess. Felicity Huffman pleaded guilty really quickly in May of 2019 to conspiracy to commit mail fraud and honest services fraud. She got sentenced September of 2019 to 14 days in prison, $30,000 fine, and 250 hours of community service. So she like made this like tearful apology. And then she did that short prison stay. So some are like, oh, she's really accountable. And others are like, that's it.
Fortnight in jail?
Yeah. So Lori and Massimo, they initially fought the charges, and that was like there's all this crazy tabloid coverage. But then they plead guilty in 2020. Yeah, Laughlin got 2 months, $150,000 fine, 100 hours of community service. Massimo got 5 months. $250,000 fine, 250 hours community service.
So he was the real engine behind it.
I don't think either one of them did the full time, obviously, especially like in California, they cut it short for rich people. Olivia Jade lost her YouTube sponsorships, Sephora, Tresemme.
Okay.
Later, she went back online and like she shut everything down and she was like trying to lay really low. But then she went on Red Table Talk.
Are you kidding me? Yes.
Yeah.
With Jaden or Jada.
Yeah, Jada Pinkett Smith to discuss the scandal. The image of USC rowing machines and the fact that she was literally on a USC trustee's yacht when the story broke became like shorthand for privilege.
Totally. And not just anyone, but the chairman.
Rick Caruso.
Like the Americana, the Grove, like so many LA iconic
billionaire, things. Pretty much all the other defendants pleaded guilty or were convicted at trial, except for Robert Zangrillo, founder of Dragon Global Investments.
Okay.
He paid $250,000 for his daughter's fake USC application as a design major. And he stalled his case and then received a pardon from then President Trump in January 2021, just before he left office.
Are you kidding?
So he got pardoned. And Rick.
Wait, I guess it was federal charges. So
it was federal charges.
Of course. I don't even think.
What of Rick?
What of
Singer.
Rick?
Rick remained free under cooperation agreements until sentencing. Like just ahead of sentencing, he submitted to the court. He wrote out, quote, "I have been reflecting on my very poor judgment and criminal activities that increasingly had become my way of life. I have woken up every day feeling shame, remorse, and regret. I acknowledge that I am fully responsible for my crimes. By ignoring what was morally, ethically, and legally right in favor of winning what I perceived was the college admissions game, I've lost everything."
He's like, my shame, remorse, and regret at getting caught.
Exactly. So January of 2023, he got sentenced to 42 months in federal prison, 3 years of supervised release. They had him pay $19 million, half as restitution to the IRS and the other half as forfeitures of money and assets.
Okay.
And so he reported to the Bureau of Prisons and then was later transferred to a halfway house in 2024. So according to prosecutors, Rick collected more than $25 million from his clients.
Damn.
He paid bribes totaling more than $7 million. And he used more than $15 million of his clients' money for his own benefit.
And he had to either give that back or come up with restitution for it?
July of 2025, he's back in the news.
For?
He was back to advising students, if you can believe it.
Are you... The shamelessness of that.
His sister, I guess, started a company, and there were questions about whether this should be allowed.
Yeah.
But a district judge ruled that...
Or even pursued.
He could work in college admissions advising, but he had to post a 270-word disclaimer explaining the charges against him and his guilty plea prominently on his website. People are going to be like, oh, that means he really...
cigarettes, where it's
like the parents are going to be like, oh, so it works. It's good.
Yeah, this guy's...
In a statement on the ID Futures Star website, he says in part, quote, "I'm not afraid to tell people who I am and that I made a mistake, took full responsibility, and want to share my expertise, passion, and desire to help shape our next generation's leaders by helping each find a college and career that's the right choice for each individual. The important values I learned in my journey is to stay away from the gray areas in college admissions and institutional advancement, that I will not be traveling down the uneven side of the road, even when the coast looks clear, but I will fiercely seek the proper guidance and support from expert counsel."
I'm surprised you didn't thank God.
I mean, right? Zaron, what's your ridiculous takeaway?
My delight at people like Rick Caruso getting dragged into this Because like it feels like, in our world today, corruption is the coin of the realm. So it feels like I'm sure that some of these people felt like, I thought everyone was doing this. And it feels like everyone's doing this. So for someone like him to be drug in, because I know he would have hated that.
Yeah.
And I feel bad. Like I feel bad for myself that I even have any joy in my heart at that. But I do like it.
I just kept thinking about, when Olivia Jade is like, everyone's doing it.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I'm just flashing like a high school senior who's like a first one in the family to go to college and who's studying like crazy.
Doesn't even have a sleepy Dave.
And is just working so hard and like getting like a crazy over 4.0 GPA and acing tests and hoping and praying they can get scholarships and, Pell Grants or something in order to make this work, and that everyone in their family's behind them in like an honest and true way, that this is this great hope and they're so proud of this student and they're going to be on pins and needles whether they get into these colleges, but then can I afford it? Because it's like you can get scholarships that are going to cover the tuition and stuff, but it's the cost of living. And if you have to move somewhere and you think of like how desperate and anxiety producing that is. And then you got these kids who are just like so up their own rears.
Some like cousin of a Winklevoss twin.
And they're just, they put no effort in and then we're just buy it. And it's like the two severe ends of our society where we keep fracturing more and more of like the super wealthy can do whatever they want.
Yep.
And everyone else is just like scraping.
And the word meritocracy has like absolutely no meaning anymore.
And that student, that first in the family to go, the one who struggles and who will get into college and succeed. Then if they take out loans, they're going to be paying that back. They're going to get no loan forgiveness now. And they're going to be just like trying to get a job in an economy that's, difficult.
Working for one of these people whose parents
working in Rick Caruso's
like that's their boss
office answering phones. Yeah. So anyway, that's mine. I need to talk back after that.
Talk back. Oh my God, did he just say that?
OMG.
Top of the morning to you. Hey, this is a long-time listener, and I have decided that you guys need to start a Goodreads library of all of the, what do you call them, authors who have gone to jail or have stories so that we can keep up and read along.
I love that.
We do need a Ridiculous Crime
That's
book
a really
club.
good idea.
Like, the Incarcerated Authors Club.
I think that's good. We'll work on that.
Yeah.
Thank you for the suggestion. I also like the slight squealing tires in the background.
Yeah, exactly. Are you at a truck stop? That was awesome. Thank you.
That was cool. That's it for today. You can find us online at ridiculouscrime.com. We're also at Ridiculous Crime on Blue Sky, Instagram. We're on YouTube at Ridiculous Crime Pod. Email ridiculouscrime@gmail.com. Most importantly, leave a talkback on the free iHeart app. Reach out. Ridiculous Crime is hosted by Elizabeth Dutton and Zaron Burnett. Produced and edited by USC head Photoshop coach Dave Kustin. Starring Annalise Rutger as Judith. Research is by Yale sailing champion Marissa Brown and Stanford jousting scholar Jabari Davis. The theme song is by Heald Business College basketball team recruits Thomas Lee and Travis Dutton. Host wardrobe is provided by Botany 500. Guest hair and makeup by Sparkle Shot and Mr. Andre. Executive producers are SAT test proctor for hire Ben Bolin and high school test taker impersonator Noel Brown.
Ridiculous Crime.
Say it one more time.
Ridiculous Crime.
Ridiculous Crime is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.